Let me give you the YouTube link for your reference in the chat.
Ma'am, a request to you. Like, can you explain, ma'am, first three lectures of week two? Because question are framed differently, and I'm not able to catch it up.
Which three lectures?
Ma'am, three lectures of week two. First three lectures in
You
which
mean of
binary.
professors?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so see, one thing is the TA has already taken the week two summary session. The first thing is you can refer to that, okay? And
Madam,
today I will.
actually, we are not having any access to that. I've been trying to get in touch
Uh,
with. You have to give the right now so that we can access.
Actually, I gave the viewer access. Is it not? Are you not able to view that?
No, no.
Okay, let me check that again. Okay, so I
Ma'am,
will give the access after this session.
can you teach week two from scratch? Like previously, all the lecture sessions they teach from scratch, no, ma'am, so you can get a good idea, and then watch the uh,
See, the
in
thing
professor's
is,
videos.
okay, let me tell you first. Basically, what I follow, the first thing is, TA will take the summary sessions. Okay, so you will get a fair idea of all the content which is there in the week. Okay, after that, in the live session, basically what I do, I segregate some questions, and based on that, I cover all the concepts which is there in that week. So basically, only week one is theoretical. So you will see lot of terms over there, and as I already told you earlier, that so many terms are introduced in that week. So you don't need to worry about that. It will become more clear to as we will go into the next weeks. Okay, and from week two onwards, you will see that whatever was necessary is already covered in the sessions. So basically, we will have two sessions, as I said, AQPQ session and open session. So this in these two sessions, most of the things will be covered. And I already it's recorded given to you. So how many of you have watched that?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
You're not audible, ma'am.
Your voice is breaking, man.
Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
See, because there is no point in covering the same content again and again. Okay, that's why what I said that's why I asked you to take the summary sessions, so in which you will get a detailed idea of all the concepts which are there. Then after that, obviously, we will be taking the live sessions. Then most of the covers will be covered all those weeks. Okay, so basically, the first week is we will see is very theoretical, and after that, 1 or 2 weeks are also there, which is theoretical. I think week 11 and some parts of week 10. Okay, so you would have faced some problem in the week one, but from week two onwards, you will see that most of the things which is relevant to us are mostly covered in the live sessions.
Ma'am,
Okay.
in week one, in the last three lectures, they started explaining a lot about the Linux shell and
Yeah,
all. I couldn't understand any of that,
yeah.
ma'am.
Have you attended the previous session?
No,
Week
ma'am,
one
I
open
was not
session.
able to attend, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the reason. No, that's why. See, I in the previous session, what I said that the professor is using some Linux system. Okay, so in that session, I already told that we don't need to worry regarding that because we will be working on Windows system or we will be using VS Code. So basically, simply to create files and folders, we don't need to use commands. Okay, that you can simply do by just going to your file system and creating folders. Okay, then with the help of VS Code, you can create the relevant files and folders in that folder. So I have explained all these things in that open session, okay? And I have already added that session in the playlist, and the YouTube link is available in that event, okay? Please check that.
Got it.
Okay, so in previous session, I asked you to watch the recorded sessions. How many of you have watched that session?
Ma'am, which ma'am? Portal, on portal?
Yeah, Portal Best Recorded Live Session. So how many of you have watched that session? Please raise your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3. At least 6 students out of 61. Why so?
Ma'am, in previous term, during all the live sessions by the instructors, they covered all the content and solved problems as well, ma'am. We raised queries during the first few classes of the week regarding recordings and all, and I assume that we would go back to the default way which we're following, ma'am. So it would be really helpful if you could just explain everything from scratch, so it'll be easy for us to understand, ma'am, in the live sessions at least.
Actually, yeah, that was regarding the recording of the session. So in the previous session, I clarified that what are we going to follow, because we have segregated out the best live sessions. So so in the previous session, what we have decided that you will go through that best recorded sessions. Okay. Then in this session, what we will do, I will simply give you overview of all the things that were covered in that session. Okay. And along with that, we will see numericals and the doubts that you have, so that you have some basic idea regarding that, so that it will be a good discussion, because we already have the content in the recorded form. So were you not following that?
Ma'am, I just
Because
assume that,
everybody of like all the students agreed to that pattern.
ma'am, but
That's why.
see, if we watch a 2 hour recorded live session and then again another 2 hour TA session and another 2 hour live session, and then if we do all of this, it'll take more than 10 hours, ma'am, per week, which is not at all practical. For example, in the last term, we just we attended the live session, and in the live session the whole content was covered, and in the TA session we cleared our doubts. So that was very time
Okay.
efficient, ma'am. This is not at all time efficient. How will we have time for watching 10 hours, 12 hours of video content in just 1 week, and then on top of that watch the professor's videos, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. And I wasn't able to get what she was explaining in TA session. It's too fast for me.
We would really appreciate
Okay,
it,
so
ma'am, if you.
basically what you all want, that the way that we were doing used to do earlier, like we used to cover everything in the live session, then we were taking doubt, that is the old
Yes,
pattern
ma'am.
of doing this, and
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want that.
Exactly, ma'am, so that we can clear our doubts while we're being taught, instead of watching pre-recorded and then watching live session, attending the live session, TA and instructor both, and then watching the professor's videos. And that is not at all practical, ma'am. It takes too much time.
Yes, ma'am. Or alternatively, what you can do is to switch the responsibilities. Like you should do summary and all, and TA should do AQPQ questions and all.
Yes, ma'am. I have the same
Yeah.
suggestion. Like, if you don't want
Okay,
repetition of
let
the
me
content.
rethink about it. Okay, let
Mm.
me rethink about it. So for today, what I will do, the way that I was used to teach, I will follow the pattern, that pattern. Okay.
So you'll start
So
from
I
scratch,
have segregated out. Yeah, sorry.
week 2, at least for this session. Can you start from scratch, ma'am?
See, basically, as I already told you, the summary was taken by T. Okay, so you can refer to
Ma'am,
that
but
session,
it
because
was.
unnecessary. I don't want to repeat the same thing. Okay,
No, ma'am, but
so I have.
many people were not even able to understand what the TA said. Just
Ma'am,
now,
as HTML and CSS are just basic, like we don't know before, ma'am, and we are just hearing that
Okay,
now.
so do one thing. Have you all watched the professor sessions?
no, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so do one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
What we will do, I have segregated out some questions. So basically, what pattern I follow. as I already told you that I segregate out some questions which are from your activity practice questions. So basically what I do, I collect those questions, and while explaining those questions, I cover almost all content which is relevant for that week. Okay, so if you follow all these questions, and obviously I will take all the possible scenarios. Okay, so if we go through that, most of the things will be covered. I think almost things will be covered. But if anything remains, then we will see. Okay, so first let me take this session. Then again, if we have some doubts, then we will see. Okay, maybe after watching this session, you can go back to the professor session and watch in 2x speed. Okay, so
Okay,
if
ma'am.
you
Okay,
find
yes,
there
ma'am.
is lot of theory, okay, so in week 2 also you will see a lot of theory regarding ASCII, then telephone networks and so many things. But let me tell you one thing, then a live session will be focused, like whatever questions that we are going to ask in quiz, these sessions will be aligned to your exams. Okay, so put more attention to the live sessions. Okay, so most of the relevant content you will find in the live sessions itself. Is that clear? So you don't need to worry much regarding the theory. Whatever is important, I will let you know in the form of numericals, or if I think that something is important, like Jacob Minson heuristic, something like that. Okay, so I will ask you to refer to that. Okay. Yes, Afrin.
Ma'am, so you
Ma'am,
Recordings.
Sorry.
can
Please
you please
provide access
provide
to the
access,
recordings.
yeah, to the previous live session as well?
Yeah,
We
I
don't have
already
that.
added the playlist. Are you talking about the instructor session?
No, no, ma'am. The yesterday's TA session I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay, I have already given the access, but okay, let me just do it right away.
Yes, ma'am.
Let
I'm
me
just
just give the
checking.
access. Yeah, please let me know if it is
Sure, ma'am.
you are having the access for that. Okay, let me just do that.
Ma'am, so you would be explaining the concepts also, no, behind that question.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Can anybody check if they are able to access the yesterday's TA session?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please
You're
refresh
given
and
the
check.
access. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's visible
So
now, right?
yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so so for TA sessions, earlier we used to create playlists, but from now onwards, the TA will record all the sessions, and you will get an access like this only. Okay, so you will be able to view all these sessions. And for instructor sessions, the playlist will be created that you can find on Madman channel, and all the sessions will be added to that playlist. And you can find the YouTube link in the event for that day. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
On calendar, ma'am.
Yes, Shambhavi. Sorry.
Ma'am, on calendar, in that.
Yeah. On calendar events, under that event, you will find the links. And already we have YouTube channel, or you can directly refer to the YouTube channel as well. And in discourse, I will update that playlist. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Shambhavi. I think share just the hand. Okay. Okay. Let me first share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. Are you able to see this PDF? So I have already added this PDF under the supplementary contents. Okay, so you should be able to access that. And also there was some code base that is also added under the supplementary contents. Okay, so basically you will find different questions regarding the encoding. Okay, then there are some questions regarding the HTML and CSS part. Okay, so now first we will cover the encoding questions. So the relevant, I will only tell you the relevant things as far as your exams are concerned. Okay, so just uh, you will see that lot of terms are introduced in earlier sessions. Okay, that is week 1 and week 2. So little bit knowledge is fine, because those are only introductory things. Okay, and whatever is relevant like HTML, CSS, class extensions, APIs, all these things are discussed in details in later weeks. Okay, so for those things you don't need to worry for that. Okay, then there are some concepts regarding networking and all those things, little bit knowledge, introductory level knowledge for that is fine. don't there is no need to go into much details. Okay, this is first thing. Now in second week also you will find lot of things regarding encoding, then different network system, then ARPANET, and so many things are there, which is not that relevant. Little bit knowledge is fine. Okay, so we will only see the theory that is required. So I will only give you what is required as far as your exams, quizzes, or numericals are concerned. Okay, so the first thing is, okay, so there are different types of encoding. You will find ASCII 7-bit encoding, then ASCII 8-bit encoding. ASCII 7-bit encoding is old one. If nothing is mentioned and if it is said about ASCII, then you will consider 7-bit. If it is mentioned that it is 8-bit, then you will consider 8-bit encoding. Okay, then there is something called as UCS, UCS2, UCS4. So basically what is this encoding? Suppose we have different sort of characters, then how, obviously machine will not understand all those things. So machine will understand only zeros and ones. So basically what we do, we convert all this text into in the form of zeros and ones. That is encoding. Okay, so I will give example as well, but first we will discuss this. Okay, so we have ASCII 7-bit, then ASCII 8-bit, which is new, then we have UCS, UCS2, UCS4. Okay, if it is simply written as UCS, so it means for each character it will take 8 bits to store that character. Okay, for UCS2 here, UCS2 means 2 is for bytes. So if it is written as UCS2, which means it will take 2 bytes. What is 2 bytes? That is 16 bits. So it will use 2 bytes to store a single character. Okay, if it is UCS4, it means that it will take 4 bytes. 4 bytes meaning 32 bits to store a single character. Okay, I hope till this point it is clear. Okay, now suppose we have only 1 bit. So so if we have only 1 bit, so what can be the possibility? The bit can be either 0 or 1. Okay, just focus on this line. Suppose if I have only 1 bit, so we have only 0 or 1. So 2 distinct combinations are possible. Okay, so suppose here I have only capital A and small a in my document, and I don't have anything else. I have all the text in the form of small a and capital A. So now I need to convert this into machine readable form, that is binary format. So basically what I will do, I need something. So machine should be able to distinguish this small a and capital A. Okay, so for that, suppose what we can do, this is just an example. We will use 1 bit. So this 0 will be used to store small a. This 1 will be used to store capital A. Okay, so here we have 2 distinct characters or 2 distinct combination. So with the help of 0 and 1, that is only single bit, we are able to distinguish this small a and capital A. Okay, now suppose we have 4 distinct characters. We have 4 different characters. So here, suppose this is the part of my text document. So here you will see we have 4 different characters: small a, small b, small c, small d. So obviously I need to distinguish all these characters, right? So for that, what we will do, so we have 4 different characters. So for that, I will require 4 distinct combinations of the bits. Yeah. So here we have 4 different characters, that is A, B, C, D. So for that, I will require 4 different combinations. Okay, so how can you get the combination? So this is the formula: n bit gives 2 to the power n distinct combinations. Okay, this is the binary format, so we have only 0 ones. Okay, that's why we have this formula: n bit gives 2 to the power n distinct combinations. Okay, so suppose if I want 4 bits, so what I will do, I will write, suppose I want 4 distinct combinations, then I need to, for creating such combinations, I need to calculate this value of n. Okay, so here I will have to check what power of 2 will give me that value. So here right now I want 4 distinct combinations. Okay, so I will have to search for the value of n in such a way that it will give me 4 combinations, and we know 2 to the power 2 is equals to 4. Correct? So these 2 bits will give me 4 distinct combinations. What can be those combinations? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so for n bit, it gives me 2 to the power n distinct combinations. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, so now we will go to the first question. How many bits are required to store a text document consisting of 8000 alphanumeric characters using 8-bit ASCII. Okay, so now I have a text document. So obviously my text document will have certain characters. It will be, so here this is also a document. So it has all these characters, spaces, numbers, all these things are there. Okay, this is my document. So there will be some size of this document. Okay, so here now what will be the size of my file? Number of characters and the size of each character. This is very simple formula, right? What will be the size of file? Total number of characters which are there in my file and the size of each character. Okay, very simple. Now what we have? We have 8000 alphanumeric character. What is given? We have 8000 alphanumeric characters. And it is also given that we are using 8-bit ASCII. 8-bit ASCII meaning for storing each single character, we will use 8 bits. Okay, so how will you calculate the size of file? Size of file is number of characters into size of each character. So we have 8000 characters and we are using 8-bit to store each character. That's why the answer will be equals to 64,000 and answer will come in the form of bits. Always, whenever you are solving numericals, always check what is asked, whether it is in bits or bytes. So here it was asked in bits and everywhere we have bits only because it is 8-bit ASCII. So that's why we have the answer in bits only. But had it been asked in bytes, so we would have divided it by 8. Okay. Any doubt in this question? I hope it was very clear. Okay. It is very simple. Okay. Now we will move to the next question. I'm still in mid, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll move to the second question. A certain text document consisting of only alphanumeric characters, including spaces, takes 1,36,000 bits. Okay, so now we have a text document which has certain number of characters, and these characters are stored in the form of UCS 4-bit. UCS 4, that is 32-bit encoding. Okay, as it is stored in the form of UCS 4, so it is taking these many bits. Okay. Now it is asked how many bits will the same document take if encoded with ASCII 7-bit encoding. So now what is asked? We have a text document. It has certain number of characters and those characters are stored with the help of UCS 4. What is UCS 4? Here 4 represents bytes. 4 8s are 32. So each character are represented with the help of 32-bit. Okay. And thus the size became 1,36,000. Now it is asked for storing the same number of characters or for the same document, if we are encoding it with the help of ASCII 7, then what will be the size of that file? Okay. So now, so here we have two cases. And this is the basic formula. Size of file is number of characters into size of each character. So now in the first case we have UCS 4. So now here size of file is number of characters into size of each character. We want to change the encoding pattern. So for that, first we need to calculate the number of characters, right? So what is given? We know the size of file and we know what type of encoding we are using, that is size of each character. With the help of this, we will calculate number of characters. So here what will be the number of characters? Size of file divided by size of each character. Always make sure that you are balancing the units. Okay. So here we have 1,36,000 bits. It is given in the question in the form of bits. Okay. So this is my size of file divided by, we are using UCS 4, which is for which we require 32-bit to store each character. Okay. So we will divide this by 32. Bits will get cancelled. So we will get 4250 characters. Okay. Now what is second case? We have to use ASCII 7-bit encoding. So we know that for each character, then we will require 7 bits to store each character. So we will simply multiply 4250 into 7. So this will be the answer in the form of bits. Again, if it is asked in the term of bytes, then you will divide this by 8. Okay, if it is asked in kilobytes, we will first divide by 8 as well as by 1000 to convert this into kilobyte. Okay, this is the second type of question. Now we will see the third type of question. Okay, so here what is said? Let L equals to small a, b, c, d. So this is one character set that we have. Let L equals to small a, b, c, d, capital A, B, C, D, 0, 1 and space be a complete character set, that is only these characters can be used to represent the text in the document. Sorry, just give. So here we have a small ABCD, capital ABCD, 0, 1 and space. What is said? Only these characters are used in the document. Okay, this is the character set, and only these characters are used in the text document. Now, if a text document that uses fixed encoding for all the characters is created using the character set L and has a disk size of 2 kilobytes, the number of characters in the documents would be. Okay, so here this question is based on fixed encoding. So what is this fixed encoding? So here basically what this question says, so here we have these characters and only these characters are used for creating the document. So here it says fixed encoding, meaning here we have to use minimum encoding for this character set. So for that what we will do, we will first calculate the total number of characters that are used. So here you will see we have small ABCD, capital ABCD, that is 8. Then this is 9, 10, 11. Total we have 11 characters. Okay, so we have to design the encoding in such a way that it will, the first thing is we have only these characters. So we have to design the bits such that it should be able to differentiate these 11 distinct combinations. Okay, and we know the size of the disk. So we have to calculate the number of characters. Okay, so the first thing is what we have seen earlier. We know this formula. The n bit is 2 to the power n distinct combinations. Okay, so we have so if we know the distinct combinations, we will try to find the value of n such that it will be able to accommodate these distinct combinations. So now here in this question you will see what we want. Here we have 11 different characters. Okay, so we have to select a bit in such a way that it should create 11 distinct combinations. So we will first think about 3 bit. Now, if we have 3 bit, then how many distinct combinations are possible? 2 to the power 3, that is equals to 8. So we will have 8 distinct combinations. Okay, so these 8 distinct combinations will represent 8 different characters. Okay, but now we have 11 different characters. So these 3 bits are not sufficient to accommodate 11 characters. Okay, now so we will take 4 bits. Now with the help of 4 bits, how many distinct combinations are possible? 2 to the power 4, which is equals to 16. So 16 distinct combinations are possible. Okay, so what we will do, so we have to find the value of n in such a way so that it should be greater than or equal to the number of distinct combinations that is required. Okay, so with the help of 4 bits, as 3 was not sufficient because it only gives 8 distinct combinations, we will go with 4 bits. Okay, 4 bits is able to accommodate up to 16 distinct combinations. So now how will you calculate the number of characters? The number of characters will be size of file divided by the bits required to store each character. Okay, so now what is the size of file? 2 kilobytes. So here earlier it was given in bits, but now here you will see it is given in kilobytes. So here we will first convert it into bits. So now the first thing what we deduce, that for storing each character we will use 4 bits. This is what we have deduced. Okay, now from the size of file we can easily calculate the number of characters. Okay, what is the size of file? 2 kilobytes. So this is 2. For kilo we will multiply by 1000. Okay, and it is in bytes. We know 1 byte is equals to 8 bits. So here we have multiplied by 8, so that's the whole numerator gets converted into bits. Divide by, we know for storing each character we will require 4 bits. So here we have divided it by 4, that is in bits again. So these bits will get cancelled. So we will get the answer as 4000. So the answer for this question will be 4000 characters. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll move to the next question. So before going
Ma'am,
to that, yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, like in 1 and 2 question, we have got that how many bits they are going to give. Like UCS4 will have 8 bits, ASCII 8 bits.
Yeah.
So that will be given in the exam, right?
Yeah, that will
like
be
this?
given. But if you find such questions where it is asked about minimum encoding or fixed encoding, if it is if nothing is mentioned over here, and if it is asking about the fixed encoding or minimum encoding, then you have to follow this procedure. Okay. So there can be one more variant to this, that now we have added some characters to it. Okay. So then for that case you will have to calculate. So you can also find question like that, that earlier we have this character set, now we want to accommodate some more characters, then in that case the bit may change. Okay. So here suppose here we have right now we have only 11 characters, but now if it is said that we are using 17 characters, something like that. Okay. That is, if we have added some more elements to this character set, then in that case there is possibility that the number of bits will change. Suppose if one more set is added to this, and now if it is having 17 distinct combination, then we will have to go by 5 bits. Okay. So this is the basic concept. Based on the question you should be able to solve the numericals. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay,
now we
got
will first come to the basics of HTML and CSS. Okay. So I have segregated out some questions based on HTML and CSS. So before going to that, I will first go to the VS Code. Then we will come back to these questions. So I hope everybody of you would have installed the VS Code. Okay. You can directly go to the Google, click on VS Code. There you will find an option. You can download the exe file. Okay. Then you can simply install this app by just checking all the relevant things. Okay. So this is something called as VS Code. This is an interpreter, that is an ID. Let me just increase the font. Okay. Is this fine? This should be fine. So
yes.
here earlier in the previous session, so as someone was saying that professor is using some commands, mkdir, touch, all these things. Don't worry regarding that. Like the professor was telling in that way. Okay. So basically, how will you create files and folders in your system? You will go to the file explorer. Okay. And wherever you want to create your documents, I mean files, basically what you will do, suppose I want to create some files in my D drive. So here you will see I have created one folder. So basically what you will do, you can simply right click. Here you will see option new. You will simply create a new folder. Okay. So I will tell you the simplest way of handling this VS Code. So you can also do, suppose I have opened this folder. Okay. And suppose right now I want to open all these things in my VS Code. So here you can type cmd, then code space dot. But there is one more way, which is I think the simplest way. I will tell you that. Okay. So basically once you create the folder in your file explorer or a system, what you will do, you will click here. Then here you will find this file option. Go to file, then open folder. If you click on open folder, it will give you the option to select that folder. Then select the folder that you have created right now. Okay. Then here, once you open that folder in this VS Code, you will find different options. Okay. So here right now I have one folder with name Big2. So if you want to create a file, you will simply click over here. Then it will create a new file. If you want to create a HTML file, simply you will give the extension as HTML. If you want to create CSS file, you will give extension as CSS.css. If you want to create Python file, you will give the extension as .py. Okay. And if you want to create a folder, here you will find the option to create a new folder. Okay. Only these things are required as of now. So basically we will be creating some files inside this folder. Okay. So now suppose here I have already created the file, so I will go to that only. But if you want to create a file, you will click over here and you will type the name of the file and you will give the relevant extension based on the file that you want to create. Okay. So so this is the simplest way of creating and managing the files. So I suggest you all to use this VS Code. Okay. All the files will be stored locally. You can refer to that anytime. And this is very easy to use. So now I will first go to this test.html. So there is something called as boilerplate. Okay. So when you click this, when you type this exclamation, so when you type this shift and 1, you will have this exclamation symbol. When you hit enter, you will get this piece of code. We call it as boilerplate. Okay. So this doc type HTML, this is a declaration which says that we are using HTML5. Here, this is language equals to en, which tells the browser that this is in English language. Okay. Then we have two basic tags, that is head tag and body tag. Okay. First we have this HTML. This is a root element. Inside this we have two tags, that is head tag and body tag. Basically this angular bracket, this type of thing, we call this as tags. Okay, this is HTML tag. So here you will there are two types of tag, self closing and not self closing. Okay, so if there is some sort of content inside that, so here you will see this HTML tag is starting from here and it is ending over here. So how you can say that it is ending over here? So here simply HTML is written in the angular brackets, and here something like this forward slash, after that this HTML written. Okay, so this is closing tag. Now inside this tag we have this head tag. So this head tag is starting from here, and so one more thing, if you click over here, then it will show where it is getting ended. Okay, so head tag is starting from here and it is ending over here. It stores the information, we call it as meta information. Title is not a meta information, I will tell you. So basically this stores the meta information. So here it is using UTF-8. Here you will see something as name equals to viewport, content is equals to content width is equal to device width. So basically it is used to make the page responsive. So if you are using different devices, so when you adjust the size, so you will see whenever you try to open some content in your mobile, that content gets shrinked. Okay, that is responsiveness. So it will come along with this. So here you will see something called as title document. Now one more thing, right now we are not using any sort of server. Okay, so okay, just give me a minute, just a moment. Okay, so yeah, so I was saying, so right now we have not created app, we don't have any server. Okay, so to render this file, basically there are three things. So here, if you go to this folder, suppose here I'm in my app, so I have these HTML files. If I directly click over here, this file will be rendered. Okay, so here just check for the address. It shows that local address where my file is stored. This is the first way in which you can check your HTML file. Okay, the second way is that you can create the Python server that we have already seen in the previous session. Okay, and in the third way is what you can do. Here you will see this boxes. Okay, basically it is called as extensions. So here you will find one extension, live server. Okay, this one, just install this. Okay, so what will happen, I will let you know. So here right now, suppose we were at test.html. Okay, and here if I want to render this file, let me just comment this for now. Okay, so now this is my test.html file. Okay, it already have some sort of data. Okay, now if I want to render this file, what I will do, as we have already installed the live server, if here you will this thing will appear over here, go live. So basically it will help us to render this HTML file. So if you click on this go live, okay, so it will show that web page. Okay, and it is now serving this file locally. So here you will see this address 127.0.0.1. Okay, here this 5500 is the port for VS Code. Okay, slash, here you will see the name of that document, that is test.html. Okay, so now let me go back over here. So one more thing, here you will find it is written as my first web page. So this thing is coming from title. Okay, whatever you define inside this title tag, that will appear at the top as the name of the page. Okay, now basically this head, as I already said, head tag carries the meta information. That is the information that is relevant to browser. It will not directly appear as a part of the content. Whatever content that we want to appear will be written inside this body tag. Okay, these are the basics. Now we have different types of elements such as h1 tags. So we have different tags from, let me write over here. If I write h, so you will find different types of heading tags from h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. Okay, h1 has the highest what can I say, precedence. So uh, this will appear, so this will be the main heading, that is main title. After that, so it will have some less weight than that of h1, then similarly till h6. Okay, so we will first see that. So there is something called as heading tag, which is used to give different headings. Okay, h1 will have the highest width and h2 will be smaller in font. H1 will be larger in font. Okay, then we have division tag, which is basically used to create different sections. Then we have paragraph tag, which is denoted by p. Then we have span tag. Okay, there are different tags. So some are inline elements, some are block elements. I will let you know. Okay, first we will see these head tags. Okay, now suppose here, okay, came directly. Let me just use this. So if I just say this, so here this is my simple HTML document. So basically, what is this HTML document? It only gives a skeletal structure. Now, if I render this file, we have already rendered this file. So here you will see this is coming from H1, this is from H2, this is H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay. Then after that, we have, right now, I can also use this. Okay, this is basically preview. So this bigger IITM, this is coming because of H1. Then this is coming because of H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay. After that, this IITM Madras is coming from this division. Then we have this paragraph, that is here I have written Lorem Ipsum. This is some sort of text. Okay, I will let you know about that also. Then we have some span elements. Then so basically there are two types of elements: inline elements and block elements. Okay, I will come to that. So basically this HTML only gives the skeletal structure to the document. So if we want to add some aesthetics to it, for that purpose we use CSS. Okay, so for adding the styling or to add aesthetics to the basic file, HTML file, we use CSS. So there are different types of CSS also. So if you, I hope these basic elements are clear to you. Let me comment this. So there are different types of styling, that is inline styling, internal styling, external styling. Okay. Then we have different types of selectors. First we will see about the styling. So if you give styling directly inside the element, let me just comment this. So let me just comment this for now. Okay, correct. Okay. So if we give style directly inside the element, we call it as inline styling. The name itself suggests inline styling. Okay. So if you give styling directly inside the element, we call it as inline styling. So how do you give that styling? For that we use attribute style. So what is the format of giving? We will write style equals to, inside this, whatever style we want to give to that element, we will write it over here. Here, suppose if I want to give background color, I will write background color followed by color. Okay. Then here inside this h1 tag, you will see this is my content. Okay. And this is my styling. So the way of styling which we give directly inside the element, we call it as inline styling. So this is inline styling. And the styling that we give internal to this document inside this head part, we call it as internal styling. This is my internal styling. We are giving the styling inside this document, that is internal to this file, in the head part. Okay. And for that purpose, we use style tag. Okay. Here what we use style attribute. Okay. But for internal styling, we use this style tag. And inside this style tag, we define the styling. Okay. So here you will see we have different elements. Okay, so here we have this h1 element, then we have division element, then we have paragraph, we have span. Okay, now we will see what is inline element and block element. So for that, let me just give
Ma'am,
this style. Don't,
ma'am,
yeah, tell me.
I have a doubt. Like, ma'am, how span is different from paragraph?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Just wait.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
So don't worry regarding this, all these things. So basically, this is type of element styling. We'll come to that again. So basically, what I am doing now, I am giving style to all these elements. Okay. So for H1, I am giving background color as red. Okay. For division, I am giving background color as green. For span, I am giving background color as pink. And for paragraph, I am giving background color as yellow. So now we will see what is inline and block elements. Let me first save this file. Okay. If you see the preview, so you will see that this H1 is coming, the background of this H1 is coming in red color. Obviously, it will come. We have already given the styling. Then we have given background color as green to the division, then background color as yellow to the paragraph. Then we have three different spans. Note this thing. Here you will see we have three different spans. Okay. But here, when I was giving background color, I gave background color as pink. But notice one thing. These things are taking the whole width of the page, right? But here you will see it will only take the width which is required for this text. Okay, that other element is coming beside to the previous element. So this is the difference between inline and block elements. Okay, let me just open it over here also. So here you will see this is my web page. Okay, so what are block elements? Block elements are those elements which will take the entire width of the web page. So here with the help of background color you can see even if we have only the content as IITM, but it is blocking the whole width of web page. Similarly for I think this is paragraph, this is division tag I guess, and this is paragraph tag. So they are taking the whole width. But for span element you will see we have written span elements the three different lines, but they are coming one beside each other. Such elements we call as span element, sorry, inline elements. So those elements will come one beside each other and they will not block the whole width of the web page. So block elements, they will block the whole width. The second thing is you can give width to these block elements. But for inline elements, the inline elements only take that much of width which is required for its content, and other element will come one beside each other. Okay, as you can see over here, and you cannot give the width to the inline element. Okay, so I will write it over here. So what we have seen two things about block elements, that it takes entire width. Someone is on unmute. You're trying to ask something?
Yeah, ma'am. Why don't we write the style inside the body? Why we are writing inside the head? Like we have written that inside the body, right, ma'am, for IITM.
Is it a part of content? Is it a part of content? It is not a part of content, right? We're giving styling to it. So basically, try to understand it like this. So here you will see this is my inline styling. This is the way of giving styling. Okay, that's why we have written it over here. But basically, why we have written it over here? Because we just want to give style to this element, but it is not a part of my content. That's why I have written it in the head part. Or basically, consider it like this. Okay, this is a syntax that you have to follow. If you want to give inline styling, this is the way of giving the styling. Okay, this is the syntax for that. For internal styling, this is the way for giving the styling. For external styling, you will use external CSS file and you have to link that file with this document. Okay, so basically it is a syntax that you have to follow. So okay, so what block what we have seen, it takes the entire width and width can be adjusted. It can be adjusted. Okay, then for inline, okay, it doesn't take entire width. So basically what happens, elements come beside each other. Okay, width cannot be given. We will see all these things in more detail. Okay, let me just complete this. So this is regarding inline and block element. Okay, so now here suppose if I write one more H1, you will see it will come in next line. Just okay. So here you will see all this, as this is a block element, they are taking the whole width. Okay, so the second IITM is coming in next line. So these are block elements and this is inline element. Okay, so H tags, division tag, paragraph tag, all these are block elements. Inline elements are span, then image, then anchor tag, all these are inline elements. Okay, we will see all these things in detail, or you can also refer W3 schools for all these basic elements. Okay, now after this we will see the order of precedence for inline styling. So we have two things, types of styling and types of selectors. So first we will cover different types of styling. So let me check where I have taken that. So here we have this inline styling. Okay, this example. Just close this. Okay. So here I think this is one of the AQPQ or PA question. So here you will see we have this division. So here we are giving the styling with the help of inline. Okay, that is inline styling. Then we are giving internal styling. So how do we give internal styling? With the help of style tag in the head part. Then we are also giving external styling with the help of external style sheet. So here for that you will for external style sheet, what you will do, you will simply create a CSS file. So here we have the style.css file. Inside this, how do you define? So this is type of element styling. Directly you write the name of the element. Then inside this curly braces, you define the styling. This is the way of giving styling externally. Okay, so you mention the name of element. Basically, this is element styling. It will also cover other selectors. Then inside the curly braces, you give the styling. Here I have given color as yellow. Okay. Now you need to link this file to your HTML document. So for that purpose, you use link tag. Okay. So here this link tag has two attributes, rel href. So basically it is rel equals to style sheet because it is an external style sheet. We are using a CSS file. It is a style sheet. And here href, inside this href, you will include the name of the CSS file. Okay. So basically, why we have this inline styling, internal styling, and external styling? Suppose you have a lot of elements, but you want to give only styling to a particular element. Okay, so in that case, you can use this inline styling. Suppose you have, so here you can see I have three different divisions. Okay, so only to the first division I wanted to give red color. So for that purpose, I use inline styling. But here you will see I have three different divisions and I want to give similar styling to all these three divisions. So for that purpose, I can use this internal styling. Okay, so here I have used this element and I gave the styling. Now suppose if we have a lot of HTML pages and we want to, and there is some similar sort of content and we want to give styling similar to all the web pages. So for that case, what we will do, we will create external style sheet such as style.css and we will link that style sheet to all the HTML files. Okay. So now here you will see I am giving the style. What I am doing, I am giving color as red to this division with the help of inline styling. Then again, I am giving the color to this division with the help of internal styling. Okay. So basically, I want to give style to this division. So directly I have written div. Then inside the curly braces, I have given the styling. So here I have written color equals to blue. So here you will see Here I am giving color as red. Here I am giving color as blue. And in the external style sheet, I am giving color as yellow. Now the question arises that what will be the final styling, right? Because I am giving styling with the help of multiple stylings. So there should be some sort of order of precedence in such cases, right? So we have the order of precedence inline followed by internal followed by external. So here you will see if you give all these stylings, then now if you see, so here in the style.css we are giving yellow color, then here it is blue color, then here it is red color. So if you check, you will see that the text is coming in red color. So you will see the first division is coming in red color. So which concludes that inline has the highest precedence over internal and external. Okay. Now suppose if I comment this line, so here you will see these two divisions are coming in blue color, which means that after inline, internal has the highest precedence. Okay. Now suppose if I comment this, you will see this IITM 2 and 3, these are coming in yellow color, which means that if inline is not there, internal is not there, and if external styling is there, then external will be applied. So basically, if we are giving all the three stylings, then the precedence is inline, then internal, external. Okay. If inline is not there, then we will decide upon the internal and external. So if internal, external, both stylings are there, so internal will have highest precedence over external. If nothing is there, then based on then if only one type of styling is there, whether it is inline or internal or external, that will come. Okay. But suppose here, if I give, so here you will see, let me uncomment this for now. What I will do. Suppose here I have given, okay, suppose here if I write red, okay, so here basically what is happening, we know that internal has higher precedence over external, so internal styling will be followed. But here you will see that I am giving same sort of styling twice, so whatever is latest, that will be applied. Okay, first we will check the precedence, then inside that if we are giving same type of styling twice, then the latest will override the first one. So that's why this item is now coming in red color. Okay, let me just comment this as well. So this is the order of styling. Okay, there is something called as exclamation important. So basically what happens if you give exclamation important inside the styling, so let's see what happens. Suppose let me just save this file. So if I go to style CSS file, and here
Excuse me,
suppose,
ma'am.
right? Yeah.
Can you explain internal and external again? Where is internal? What is external? I have understood it inline, ma'am, but not internal and external.
Like what you did not understand?
What is internal and what is external? Like,
Okay, first tell me what did you understand? Whatever so far what I have discussed, like what is your idea of this?
external means we are like creating another file and we are linking that. Is that, ma'am?
Yeah.
What do you mean by internal, ma'am? What is the difference between inline and internal, ma'am?
So for inline, we directly give the styling inside the element itself.
Yeah,
This
ma'am.
is inline styling. Okay. The name itself suggests inline styling. What is internal styling? The internal styling is one which we keep inside the head tag with the help of style tag. Okay, this is style attribute. And we are
Okay.
giving styling inside the element itself. That's why we call it as inline styling. And here we are giving the styling in the head part with the help of style tag. So you can say this is internal to this document. This is defined inside this document. So we call it as internal. Okay. And the next one is external that we have already seen. It is external to that file. So we call it as external CSS file. And we have to link that file.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is it clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
So now suppose if we use exclamation important. So suppose if I write over here, so you will see that what we have seen so far, that inline precedence is the highest, followed by internal and external. But here you see in this external style sheet, I have written exclamation important, and now you see that, is it visible? Now you will see this IITM 2 and 3. These are coming in yellow color, right? Can you see this? I hope it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
you can see IITM 2 and 3 now these are coming in yellow color. Why it is coming in yellow color? As this is external, we are giving external styling. This should have the lowest precedence. But after this, what we have used exclamation important. So whenever you write exclamation important in the styling, what will happen? It will have the highest precedence over everything. Okay. So in the styling, if you somewhere find this exclamation important, then it will have the highest precedence. Okay. So the precedence is exclamation important, followed by inline, then internal, then external. This you have to remember. Okay. You will find the questions based on this in your exam. Okay. So this is important.
So it will have more precedence even more than the internal and
Yeah.
inline. Right?
Yeah. It has highest precedence over everything. So this is the sequence. Exclamation important, followed by inline, followed by internal, followed by external. Okay. Now we will see
Excuse me,
the,
ma'am.
yeah, tell me.
You commented for internal and inline. So what is left is external only, and that too you put that important. So it is like only that is left or that is reflecting. Oh,
Okay, okay. Let me just correct this. But here you will see we have internal. I'm giving internal styling. And I'm giving
that
external
another one
styling.
is the
Okay.
another one you comment, so it won't be reflected now.
Now what you see?
In any way, that could be the priority. Okay.
Yeah, that is the priority. Okay. Now we will see the precedence of selectors. Okay. I hope this is clear. This is one conclusion that we are seeing so far. Now we will
Don't
see
we
in
see the
terms of
second
selectors.
Hey, excuse me,
Sorry.
ma'am. Don't we see the second important one, ma'am? Like the first precedence is external, right, ma'am? When we see important, and why can't we see internal like also? Can't we see the second internal that also in output?
You mean that if I give the exclamation important inside this?
Yeah,
Is
ma'am.
it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, that also you can see. Okay, I will first cover that. Now suppose if we use exclamation important over here, then we will see that. So if I use exclamation important over here, then it will follow the okay, let me give over. So okay. Suppose if I give exclamation important over everywhere, that is inside the inline styling, internal styling, as well as inside the external styling, then what it will follow? It will follow the precedence of styling. So if I gave exclamation important inside all these stylings, then what will happen? It will take the highest precedence will be for this inline styling. Okay, so here you will see that here we are giving the font color as red. That's why it is coming in the red color. Then after this, we have internal and external styling. Okay, because we are not giving any inline styling for these two divisions. So here we have internal styling and external styling. Then from this internal and external, so I have given exclamation important over here as well as inside this style.css file. So it has taken the precedence. So it has taken the styling from internal. Okay. Suppose if I comment this, okay, there is no need. Okay. So this is the precedence. The normal precedence is inline, internal, external. If for only one element we have exclamation important, it has the highest precedence. Again, if we give exclamation important for all these stylings, then again it will follow the same sequence. Okay. see the
Yeah, ma'am.
precedence for selectors. Okay. This. So here, now here again I have 4 different divisions. Okay. So for this first division, so basically what is this ID selector, class selector and element selector? So you can think of it as a student, a group of students which constitutes a class, a group of classes which constitutes a department. Okay. Now suppose I have a data science department. Inside the department, I have different classes. So inside the class, I will have different students. Okay. Now if I want to uniquely represent the student, I will have ID. Okay. If I so you can correlate with this example, that is student, class and department. So what is, so if I want to uniquely identify the student, so for that what I will have ID of the student, right? There will be unique ID to a student. So this ID you can correlate with student and class. Basically what is class? It is a group of elements, right? So the first thing is, if we want to uniquely give styling to the element, for that purpose we use ID selector. These are selectors, ID, class and element. So if we want to give unique styling to that particular element, for that we use ID selector. Okay. Then we have class selector. So class is a group of students. If we want to give styling to a group of elements, for that we use class selector. Okay. Now suppose we have different elements, and if I want to give, so here you will see I have 4 divisions. Okay. I wanted to give styling uniquely to the first division. For that purpose I have used ID selector. Now I wanted to give styling to the group of elements, that is for these 3 divisions. I have used class selector, and generalize I wanted to give styling to all the divisions. So for that I will simply write the name of the element and I will give styling. So we call it as element styling. So this is the lowest possible entity. Then the group of students constitutes class. The group of class constitutes department. Similarly, you can correlate with this. If you want to uniquely give styling to the element, we will use ID selector. If you want to give styling to group of elements, we use class selector. And if in generalize you want to give the styling to all the elements, for that purpose we use element selector. Okay. Now for the ID selector, we use this hash symbol. It represents ID selector. This dot represents class selector. And simply for division, for element styling, we simply write the name of the element. Okay, and we give the styling. So here, how do you give this ID? You will write ID. We'll use ID attribute for ID selector. We will write ID equals to, inside this you will write the name of the ID. So here I have written IITM. So this is the ID for this element. The name of this ID selector is IITM. Similarly, the name of this class selector is class. Okay. So here we have this class with name class and ID with name IITM. Okay. Here we have 2 classes. We are given classes to these 2 elements. And here we are not giving any styling. So only element styling is there. Now, so here you will see we have different selectors. We are giving styling with the help of ID selector, class selector and element selector. Now, and we are giving similar, that is we are giving color to all these elements. Okay. Now we are giving 3 colors. So now what will be the final color that will be applied to this element? So for that again we have something called as precedence. So how obviously how will you decide what should be the final styling? For that we have order of precedence. Basically it is ID followed by class followed by element. Okay. If we see the preview, so here you will see for this first element. Now focused on this first division. So here you will see we have this ID, we have class, and we are also giving element styling. So here you can see we are giving styling with the help of ID, with the help of class, and we are giving element styling. But you will see it is coming in red color, which means which proves that ID has highest precedence. Okay. After that, these two divisions are coming in green color. We are only providing class. So now we have class and element styling. As class has higher precedence over element styling, it is coming in green color. Now, for the last division, I'm not giving your class, so it will directly take the element styling. So here I have defined, I have given inside this division, I have given color as yellow. So this last division is coming in yellow color. So this is the order of precedence. As I already said, suppose here if I give another styling, so it will override existing styling.
Hello,
So here
ma'am.
you will see this
Presentation
last
is not
division is coming
visible.
in. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
sharing my screen.
It's freeze,
Visible
ma'am.
in mine. Actually, it's pretty good. It's visible in mine.
Please check your network connections or try to refresh. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Now it's visible.
Now it's visible. Okay, now why this is it? Why this issue is there? Because you can see I'm sharing screen. Okay. So did you all see something or only this line? I was explaining that it will override the styling. Only
Ma'am,
this
your
part
voice
got missed, right?
is not clear, ma'am.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, but your voice
Yeah.
breaks in between.
Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay. So
VS Code
I
screen
was
is showing, ma'am.
sorry.
Hello.
Can you repeat again? Yeah, tell me.
VS Code editor screen is showing.
Yeah, only I'm explaining that only.
Okay, ma'am.
So that preview is not coming.
It's coming in mine actually.
Those who are having issue, please refresh your system. Please just refresh and rejoin this meet. I think there could be some network issues.
Ma'am,
Okay.
now it's good.
So
You can proceed.
So what I said that if you give the same styling, then it gets overwritten. Okay, let me just comment this. Now we have seen that ID followed by class followed by element. This is the precedence of selectors. Okay, but suppose if I give this again, we have this exclamation important. Now suppose if I give this, okay, let me just comment this. So here you will see all these are coming in yellow color. Okay. So it is because we are using exclamation important inside this element styling. So irrespective of the precedence, it will have the highest precedence. Okay. So all these divisions are now coming in yellow color. Okay. All the text is coming in yellow color. Now suppose, I hope till this point it is clear. Okay.
It's coming yellow because we have written important.
Yeah, because we have written exclamation important over here. After that, suppose if I write exclamation important over here as well. So here you will see now inside this class and inside this element styling, inside these two selectors, you will find that I have given exclamation important, but we know class has higher precedence over element. So this wherever I applied the class, so you will see that it is coming in green color. Okay. After that, now here if you just focus on this first division. Okay. So here I have given ID, I have given class, and also we are giving element styling. Just focus on the first division. Okay. here it is coming in green color because we have used exclamation important. Now we have used at two places, inside this class selector and inside this element selector. But we have the order of precedence that class has higher precedence over division. So it will take the styling from the class. So it is coming in green color. Okay. If I write exclamation important over here as well, so you will see it will come in red color because ID has higher precedence over class followed by element. Okay. But if you try some weird combination that is giving exclamation important in inline styling, internal, external, along with the selectors, it follows some weird combination. I have tried that out. So the first thing is we won't be asking such questions, and second thing is there is no need to discuss such questions. The first thing is we won't be asking such questions, and it follows a very weird combination. You tell me.
Ma'am, why green color is appearing two times? IDM online, IDM online. Like red is only one time and yellow is one
Because
time.
here we have 4 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's
Okay, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Previously, when we put important for ID and all also, only ID yellow came, ma'am, all yellow. Now all are put important, but it's going as per the priority only, like first ID, next class, like that only going now. That previously you told the yellow case, ma'am. Can you show that yellow case once? What could be the difference with that yellow case and this thing?
So the first thing is this is the order of precedence, that is ID, class, and element. Okay. Then I said that exclamation important has highest precedence over everything. Okay. So suppose here if I remove this. Suppose here if I remove this. Okay. And from here also if I remove this. Okay. Now what I said that ID has highest precedence followed by class and element, but exclamation important has the highest precedence over all the selectors. So you will see the according to the precedence division, that is element styling, has the lowest precedence. But here we have written exclamation important. That's why it will all the elements will come in yellow color.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So for the selectors, you will remember this combination. That is this precedence. Exclamation important followed by ID, class, element. Okay. So the first
For
thing
the
is ID
second
class.
time,
Yeah.
ma'am, for the second time when you shifted that important for green, then everything became green and only one yellow remained yellow. How
Yeah,
does
because that happened because in the last element you will see I did not give the ID or any ID or any class.
Okay.
That's why. That's why I told you, no, just focus on the first division, because in that example I gave ID, class. Okay, let me just try to explain that again. Let me just comment this. Okay. Now we have only one division. Okay, so here you will see that we have ID selector, class selector, then we are also giving also giving styling with the help of element selector. What is our order of precedence? ID by then followed by class, followed by element. But here, as I have written exclamation important, it has the highest precedence over everything. So this is coming in yellow color. Okay. But suppose if I write exclamation important over here as well. Okay, let me rephrase in this manner. So if you give okay, so the normal order of precedence is ID followed by class followed by element. Okay, then if you give exclamation important to any one of this selector, then irrespective of their precedence, it will have the highest precedence. Even if I give exclamation important for the element which is having the lowest precedence, but if I write like this inside that styling, for that styling, all the elements will come in that color. Okay, so this is my order of precedence. Exclamation important followed by ID followed by class followed by element. Okay, but if you give exclamation important for all these selectors, then again it will follow their original precedence, that is id followed by class followed by element. Okay, so after this we will see few problems. I hope this is clear. Okay, so in previous session we had tried some weird combination of giving different selectors at different positions, such as in external, then internal, then giving exclamation important. So it follows a very weird combination. So I suggest you like that it is not at all required, and obviously we won't be asking such questions because it follows a very weird combination. Like it will first take from this inline, then id of internal, then class of internal, then element of internal, then element styling of external, then like very weird combination. So we will not go into that. So as far as this exclamation important is considered, this should be enough. Okay, now uh, let me just check the document. Okay, so regarding this, let me show you an example. Okay, so we will see the difference between link tag and anchor tag. Okay, so link tag we have already seen. So here in this example, okay, so here link tag is used to link an external file to the document. So for that we have this href attribute. Inside this we write the name of the file. Okay, this is link tag. The name itself suggests it is used to link the document to the existing document. Then something we have anchor tag. So this anchor tag we will see. Check another example. Okay, this one. So here, so this is one of your, I think, practice assignment question. So here you will see this is anchor tag. So inside this anchor tag, so focus. So here you will see that link tag doesn't have any closing tag because it is simply used to link a document to this existing document. As such, there is no content for this link tag. So there is no closing tag for link tag. But for this anchor tag, you will see it has this href. Inside this href, you will paste the URL or the file name which you want to link with this. Okay, and this is anchor text. So basically, it will create a hyperlink for this URL. Okay, I will show you that also. So let me first answer this question. Okay, so here we have one division. We are giving ID, class, then element styling, inline styling. Okay, now we will see what will be the final styling. Okay, so here we will see the preview. So the first thing is here we are giving inline styling. Okay, then we are giving ID class. So which is defined over here inside this internal styling. So we will see what will be the final styling. So here you will see that this division is coming in aqua color. So suppose you are giving both inline styling and internal styling, you are using the selectors. So the selectors are basically defined inside this style tag, right, which is the internal type of styling. But we know inline styling has higher precedence over internal styling. So this division will take the color as aqua. So the text will come in aqua color. What I said right now, we know inline styling has higher precedence over internal. We have this ID and class selector, but they are defined internally inside this style tag. But we know inline has higher precedence over that. So for this division, it will come in aqua color. The content will come in aqua color. Okay. Now the second thing is coming with the help of this anchor tag. So here you will see this clickable text is there. So basically we call these as hyperlink. So for this we use this anchor tag. So here it has href. So basically what will happen, and here note one thing, that we have this text, we call it as anchor text. So this text will appear inside the document and this link will become clickable. This text will become clickable. If you click over here, it will redirect to this address. Okay, so here let me just open this. It is q7.html. Okay. Okay. So here you will see that it is taking aqua color from inline styling. Okay. And now here you will see this is coming from anchor tag. So this is anchor tags that we have defined inside that a tags. Okay. We call this as anchor tag. So this is the content which will appear on the web page. Now this is a hyperlink, and whatever we have defined inside the href, it will redirect to that address. Okay. So here if I click on this, it will redirect me to that address. Okay. So this is the difference in anchor tag and the link tag. Okay, let me just check the document. So we have covered this, then we have covered this. Okay, so now here we have covered this also. This is inline, internal and external. Okay, we have covered this. Then this is regarding the selectors. This also we have covered. Then okay, we will
Where,
cover this also.
ma'am, where this PDF file is available, ma'am?
It is there in SWI source code under supplementary contents. So now here is one simple question. So before going to this question, I will tell you something about ordered list and unordered list. Okay. So this thing is there. Okay, first go to this. This we have covered. This second we have covered. This we have covered. Question 10. This. Okay, only first we can check this question. Okay. So here, this is question number 10. Okay. So here we have this question. So consider the following HTML document. Okay, we have this piece of code. How will the browser render the above HTML document? So basically, we have this division. Inside this division, we have this text hello madam. Now, we are giving the styling with the help of ID, then class. Then we are also giving inline styling. Now tell me, what is the precedence according to styling? Anyone?
Inline will have the highest precedence.
Okay, and based on selectors?
Based on
ID class.
ID,
Yeah, ID.
ID.
Okay. So now here you will see that we are giving. So doesn't matter. We know that inline has highest precedence. So you will see we are trying to give the background color. So it doesn't matter if background color is mentioned anywhere else also, but we know inline will have the highest precedence. So this division will have background color as lime green. I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay. We have also seen we have given styling, inline styling, and we also gave styling with the help of selectors. In that case also we deduce that it will take inline styling. So it doesn't matter if background color is mentioned. So here you will see background color is mentioned over here as well with the help of ID selector. Again here also you will see background color as orange, but we have already deduced that it will take the inline styling. So here background color should be lime green. So here you will see we have three options. Now we will have to check that here you will see that this border, the options varies in the border. Okay, the pattern of the border, then the color of the border. Now we will try to reduce that. So we have seen that background color will be light green. Now here you will see we are giving different stylings with the help of different selectors. So we know that ID selector has, so note one thing here, we don't have any exclamation important. So we will follow our normal precedence. So we know if ID has highest precedence, So doesn't matter what the background color, we already know it should be lime green. Now regarding border style, now we know ID selector will have the highest precedence. So doesn't matter if ID border style is defined somewhere else as well, it will take the border style from the ID selector. Okay, so here you will see border style is mentioned in ID selector, border style is mentioned in class selector, and border style is also mentioned in division. So here we will see it is written as border 4 pixel dotted yellow. So basically this is a shortened property. It is a compact way of giving the styling. So here 4 pixel represents the width of the border. This dotted represents the type of the border, that is dotted dash like that or solid. Okay, and this yellow represents the color of the border. This is compact way of giving the styling. We call this as shortened property. So for border, for image, for margin, padding, you can find such type of styling. So this represents the width of the border. This dotted represents the type of the border, and this represents the color of the border. Okay, so here again we have border style in ID, then class, then selector. Now tell me what should be the style, border style?
Based on ID.
Okay, so it will be dashed. So now we will have to check for the color. Okay, now for the color we have so here you will see again we have three choices. Oh, sorry,
Blue.
we have two choices. Okay, now here border color can be blue or it can be yellow. But what is the precedence?
Classes.
Class is having the highest precedence, higher precedence over element. So the background color will be lime green. Okay, border style will be dashed, and border color will be blue. Okay, so the correct option will be option number C. Okay, so whatever I have explained right now may not be clear to you. So after this session, I have already uploaded this code. Okay, just after this session, go back to this code and try this out on your own. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can't it be updated?
Yes.
Like initially, the color is background color is lime green, right, ma'am? Again, the background color is orange. Can't it be update, or else it just goes with the precedence? Like the precedence is inline.
We'll always
Right.
go with precedence. That's why we have precedence, right?
Okay.
Here I have a question. What should be the background color? That's why we have precedence. Okay. So we can try this out. So okay, now we will see this question. An HTML code and
Blue why came, ma'am, and that lime green is okay, ma'am, because inline has more priority. Like when we and here dotted also okay. Why blue came, ma'am? Border style dashed.
dash border style came. Okay. So here border color can be given with the help of class selector and element selector. Because here blue was written and I told you that this is a shorthand property. So we are trying to give border color as yellow with the help of element. Now which one is having higher precedence? Box that is class selector or element selector? Which one is having higher
Okay.
precedence?
If that border color is there in my box only with another color, it could be reflected like another color only, ma'am. If that border border style is represented, but border color is not represented in ID my box. If that could be there in there only, so that would have been reflected, ma'am.
Yeah, that would have been reflected. Yeah, correct. Okay. So it is already there. So as I so you can just check the preview. Okay. Forward to the next question. So here we have this HTML document and HTML code and CSS code is given below. Which of the following correctly represents its render output? Okay. So this is my HTML code. This is CSS code which represents the external CSS code. Okay. So here you have this HTML file. Inside this you have three elements, that is span, then you have paragraph. Okay. Now we are giving ID to the span. Okay, we are giving both ID and class to second span. Then we are giving ID to the paragraph. Okay, and these IDs are different. Now I expect you to answer this question. Now we have this HTML code and we have this CSS code. Now tell me what should be the content, what should be the styling of content 1. We are giving the styling. Here you will see this is my span and we are giving ID as 1. This is very simple. Now tell me what should be the color of content 1. Anyone?
Violet.
Check again.
Ma'am, is it blue?
Yeah, it should be blue. This is span element, not a paragraph element, right? So for span element, we are giving ID.
Span. Yeah.
Okay. So ID 1. So that's why it should be in blue color. So here you will see that all the contents are blue color. Content 1 is in blue color. Okay. So here you will see that option A. Note one more thing. Here we have span elements. Now tell me what is the property of inline elements or span element? Anyone?
It takes only the space that is required.
Okay. So that's why option B will be cancelled because we know that it is an inline element. So now we are left with option A, C and D. Okay. Now option A, C and D, for that we have to first calculate what should be the color of content 2, or we can also check for the color of content 3. So let's see for the content 3. So now for the content 3 is my paragraph element. Okay. So for this content 3, we are giving styling with the help of selector, that is ID. We are also giving the color with the help of element styling. Now tell me, what should be the color of this paragraph?
Violet.
Yeah, this was very easy because we are here we are using important. Okay, and we are not giving one more important is that, but we are not giving that class to this paragraph. That's why it should be in violet color. So here now we are left with option number C and D. Now we will have to check the content, the color of content 2. Okay, so for that we'll go to this question. So now we have ID, then class. We are not giving element styling. So now we are giving ID 2 and class 2. Tell me what should be the color of content 2?
Red, ma'am.
Okay. So what will be the answer? Option number C. Okay, I think now all these concepts are clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Now there is something called as ordered list, unordered list. Okay, before that we will see this question. Consider the below HTML and CSS styling. Okay, we are given this HTML code. So here we have this H3 element. Inside this we have a class. Okay, then here we are giving this element styling and we have this class. Okay, assuming clicking the button with the text click me removes the class content from the H3 element, what will be the text color of the text placed inside the H3 element before and after clicking the button with the text click me? So here basically we do such things with the help of JavaScript. So here what is said, this is the thing that we have to assume that when we try to click on this button click me, it will remove this class. This class equals to content will be removed. Now before this condition, now tell me, now for the previous condition, like when we have not clicked this button, now tell me what should be the color of the H3, the content inside the H3?
Red color.
Red.
Yeah, it should be in red color because class is having high precedence over element. Now what is said that we have to assume that when you click this button it will remove this class. Now tell me, if I remove this class, so what will happen? What should be the color?
Green color.
Green color. Okay. So previously it will be red color. After that it will be green color. It is a one previous year question and it is also a PAGA question, I guess. Okay. So answer option number A will be the correct answer. Tell me.
If it is removed, we should consider the element, right, ma'am?
Yeah, that's why it is. It will come in green color.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now something regarding ordered list and unordered list. Okay. So basically, if you want to create the list of items, you can create. So for creating the ordered list, we will use this tag, that is OL tag. Okay. For creating an unordered list, you will use this UL tag. Okay. Inside this, for listing the elements, we will use li tags. If it is an ordered list, then you will see, obviously if it is an ordered list, then it will have the list items will have particular order. If it is an unordered list, then it will not have any order. So let me first open that code. Okay, over here. So here, let me first tell you regarding the order place. Where is it? Okay, so for unordered list, it will not have any order. So basically, you write this UL tag. Inside this, you write this li tags. Basically, it is the items of this list. For that purpose, we use li tag. And for creating unordered list, we use this UL tag. Now, there are three different types, that is disk, square, and circle. Okay. By default, it will come in the form of disk. So here, if you check, okay, this code is coming from here. Just focus this item 1 and item 2. So this item 1 and item 2 are coming with the help of this code. Okay, so the disk will create these bullets. So the list will appear like this. If I write type equals to square, then this, it will come in the square. It will be kind of a square. Okay, and if I write inside this UL tag, if I write type equals to circle, then these hollow circles will appear. Okay, now by default, if I don't mention anything, by default it will take disk, so it will come in the form of bullets. So this is regarding unordered list. Now we have something called as ordered list. So here you can see I have some items. So here, okay, focus over here. Here I have some items. So you will see it is ordered one. First I have this A item, then B item, then C item. So this is coming with the help of ordered list. So here you will see this ABC is coming from here. So similarly, for ordered list, for creating ordered list, we will use this OL tag. Inside this, we will define our elements with the help of li tags, that is list items. Okay. So here I have written type equals to capital A. So it will list out the items like capital A, capital B, capital C. If I write type equals to small a, then it will list the items in the form of small ABCD. Okay. If I write a small Roman character, then it will list out the items like this. Okay, that is in small Roman characters. And if I write 1 2 3, if I write type equals to 1, or if I write, okay, so here if I don't mention anything, or if I write type equals to 1, then it will come in this format, that is 1 2 3. This is by default. By default it will come like this. Okay, then you can also embed the items inside. And also one more type, if you write this capital I, which represents capital Roman, so it will come in capital Roman letters. So here you can see capital I, so these are capital Roman letters. So now you can also create a list inside the previous list. So you can see this is my ordered list. Inside this I've created unordered list. So basically this is nesting. So inside this ordered list, okay, up to here, okay, inside this ordered list, you can see I have created this unordered list. So here you will see, for this is the first item of my ordered list, item 1. Inside this I have created this unordered list, which you can see over here. Similarly, I have created for other items. There is one more type. Suppose I want to start from 4. So here you will see somewhere, where is that? Just give me a minute. Okay, here. here you can see that it is starting from 4. So for that you will first define the type. After that you will write start equals to 4. Then it will start from that point. Okay. Then there is something called as, so we have seen OL defines the ordered list, LI defines the list item. Then similarly for unordered list, okay, there is something called as DL which represent description list. Then DT which defines the term in a description list, and DD which describes the term in a description list. So here you will see I have written it like this, that is DL. Inside the DL we have DT. So it is a term inside this description list. This is my term and I have described this term. Okay, so it will come like this. So here this thing is coming from this tag, DL tag. Okay, basically it is a description list. So inside this DT I have defined coffee, so it is coming like this. Inside this I have DD. So here I have written blackout drink, so it is coming like this. So it is similar to that of a unordered list. Okay, but here it doesn't have any bullets, so this hyphen is coming because I have defined it over here. Okay, that should be sufficient regarding ordered list, unordered list. Okay, I think there is one more example. Okay, now based on this, answer this question. Which of the following is an incorrect way of creating an ordered list? This is very easy. Anyone?
C. Option C, ma'am.
Yeah, because here it is written as UL. Okay, we will see one more example.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
tell me.
DL and
Yeah.
DT won't come under ordered and unordered list, right, ma'am? It is separate concept, right, ma'am? DL, DT.
Yeah, it is different. I just told for your information. It is different than it. Yeah.
Okay.
So here, create a simple HTML document with the following requirements. Include a heading with the text My Web Page using H1 tag. Add a paragraph with the text Welcome to the world of HTML using a P tag. Create an unordered list with 3 list items. The list items should contain the text item 1, item 2, item 3 using li tags. Include a link to this address with the help of anchor text. Visit example.com using an A tag. Okay, so now answer this question. Okay, so we will see in all the options line number 1 and 2 are common. Okay, now we have to check for this unordered list and anchor tag. So basically what is us, we have to create an unordered list, then we have to create an anchor tag. So you should be able to create an unordered list, but for this anchor tag, the anchor tag should be visit example.com and the address should be this. So tell me what should be the correct answer.
A is
Ma'am,
wrong.
we are wrong.
Why?
B is wrong.
Why
It's
is wrong?
ordered list.
Creating ordered
Ordered
list.
We have to
Okay,
create another
again B.
list. It's also
Same
wrong.
Okay, again it is wrong. Okay, now focus on option number C and D.
Yeah.
Ma'am, D
Okay, what
option
is the
is
correct answer?
C
Okay,
is
what is the
incorrect.
difference between C and D?
The reference
Anchor
link
tag.
is different
Okay,
Yeah.
in both.
Anchor
okay,
tag.
so all of you got it. Okay, so this is anchor tag. So we have to write it over here. It will be a part of content. And basically, if you click on this, it should redirect to this address. So we will define it inside this href. Okay. So we have covered everything inside this document. We have covered all the basics that that is required. Let me check again if anything is missing. Okay. So okay, so there is something called as image tag. Okay, so image tag is basically used to insert an image inside the document. So here you will see for this purpose we will use image tag. There is something called as ALT. So somewhere you would have seen if sometimes when you open any site, so somewhere you will see a broken image and you don't see that image, but some text appears over there. It is coming with the help of this ALT attribute. So if this, for some reason, if this image is not getting rendered, then it will display this text which gives us the information about that image. So it is coming with the help of this ALT. So here inside this SRC, we will keep the address of this image. Okay. So let me just So there is something called as background image. Okay, inside this background image, this is the format that you will write URL, and inside that you will pass the address of that image. So this is q4.html. So here, okay, so here you will see that inside the division, let me just open that VS Code. So here we have the division. Inside the division, we are giving the background image. Okay. So as of now, just forget about this. So here, now you see, we have one image. Okay, let me just comment this as of now. So here, right now, you see one image. Okay, so we have, so this image is coming with the help of this image tag. I hope this is visible. Okay, so this image is coming with the help of this image tag. So I have defined, so here we have this src attribute. So inside this I have given the address of the image. So this I have taken from the net only. So suppose here if I take another image address, here if I take images, okay, so here what I will do, copy image address. If I put it over here, you will see that image will be rendered. So basically we give image address over here. Okay, then after that we have this division. Inside this division we have this text IIT Madras, which is appearing over here. Okay, this is visible. Now let me just remove this. This line is not required. So unnecessary pause. Okay, let it be. So here, what is the difference between anchor tag, link tag, and image tag? So in the image tag, the attribute will be src, in which you will define the address of the image. Inside the anchor tag, you will have the href attribute, in which you will define. So here you will give the address. Okay. In the link also we have href, where we define the name of the file. Okay. So this is link tag, this is anchor tag, this is image tag. Now, if you want to give the background image, now let me just comment this line. Okay. Now, if I save this, you will see here I have this text IIT Madras. It is coming from the division. Okay. So now, if I want to give background image to, yeah, tell me.
But you haven't given color to that paragraph, right, ma'am? From division, IIT Madras, yellow color. From where it is coming?
It should be coming from the style.css. See, it is mentioned over here. It's coming from that. Can you see this file, style.css file?
Yeah, thank you.
It's coming from there. Now, if I want to give background image to that, so here, what is background image? We use this attribute URL. Inside this again, we define the address of the image. Okay, there is something called as margin, width, height, background margin, width, height. Okay, so all these things we will see in the next session. So here, the width is given as 200 pixel. Okay, so here I can increase the size. Suppose I can give it as 800 pixel. Okay, so it will increase the width. So this background image is also coming. With the help of this, we are giving the background image to this division. Okay, the height.
Ma'am,
Here I have
is based on
defined
only
the width and the height. Sorry.
Is pixel is based on only width or height, ma'am?
Pixel meaning what? Sorry, like what are you asking? I'm not getting.
You said right, ma'am. Pixel is only the width. Like if we increase the size of the pixel, it will just increase the width or height, ma'am, or else both.
If we are increasing the width, then it will increase the width. If we are increasing the height, then it will increase the height.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So here you will see there is some space left over here. This is coming because of margin. Then I have set the width as 800 pixel. I can reduce the width. So basically this is the width of the division and not the image. Okay. So here suppose again if I keep it as 200 pixel. So now you will see the width is reduced, which is the width of the division. Okay. I can also reduce the height. Like write 100, then it will reduce the height of this division. Okay. So we will see all these things in detail in the next session. I hope whatever I have discussed today, you were able to get all those things, right? So basically today we have discussed the basic concepts. I
Ma'am,
hope all those things are clear to everyone. Yeah, tell me.
ma'am, is division like we are increasing for division, right, ma'am? It is of web page.
What is that?
What is the division here, ma'am, in the web page?
It is a
Like
tag which is used to create division. It is a part of the web page. We will see all these things in detail in next session. Don't worry as of now, okay? Basically, it is used to create different sections.
Ma'am, 8-bit
Yeah,
binary
yeah.
representation of.
Let me the hand raise, okay? Afrin
Okay.
Khan.
Ma'am, what is the difference between anchor and link tag? I'm getting confused in that.
Maybe I have explained these things in very detail, right? Maybe you can refer this session again, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Tejaswini.
Ma'am, 8-bit binary representation of a decimal number 82, like that means we need to do like extra I told ma'am, 2, like that 0101,
So
like
if
that we
you
need to
want
make.
to create, yeah, if you want to, so there is a division method. If you want to create, sorry, if you want to convert a decimal number into binary, so basically what you will do, suppose the number is 82. So you will keep on dividing the number by 2. Okay, suppose we have 82. So you will divide by 2. Okay. So if you
Okay.
divide, or you can see the division method. Okay, let me check that if it is available. Wait.
Okay, ma'am, I understood. It is a method, ma'am. That is only a method of solving, like that I'm asking.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So let me share my screen. Okay. Suppose I want to convert this 25 into binary. So I will keep on dividing by 2. Okay. So if I divide 25 by 2, I will get 12. So I will keep my focus on the remainders. Okay. So if I divide 25 by 2, the answer will be 12, but the remainder will be 1. Then again I will divide 12 by 2. It will come as 6. Now the remainder will be 0. Now 6 divided by 2, it is 3. Remainder 0. Now 3 divided by 2, 1. Remainder 1. Okay. Now we will divide. Now we will, if we try to divide, now the remainder will come as 1. Okay. So what you will do, you will go in the reverse order. Here it is coming as 1001. Now you will go in the reverse order. That will be the binary conversion for that number. Okay. Similarly, you can convert into different systems. Okay. I think we have one session on the number systems. I will check that, or else I will provide some documentation. Okay. Yes, Ayush.
Ma'am, in activity 2, question number 4, what is the ASCII decimal value of uppercase alphabet is? Ma'am, how do we get to know this?
Yeah, you don't have to remember that. I think it was discussed in the professor session. That's why it was asked. We won't be asking you such questions. You don't have to remember that. if we want to ask some questions, so you will see there are some questions in which it is written that for A it is the code is like this, for B the code is like this, then what and I think for C is also given, and for F is asked. So based on that you can create some logic, but directly we won't ask what is the ASCII for space or what is the ASCII code for B. You won't find such questions. So whatever I have discussed today, you can find this sort of questions in your exam. Okay.
And ma'am, the codes which you have written, we will get access to that so that we can practice.
It is already there in SWI source code. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
open supplementary contents on your dashboard. Inside that, you will find SWI source code. Inside that, you will find the Big2 folder. Inside the Big2 folder, I have already shared this document which I have discussed, the questions from which I have discussed today, and this code base is already shared with you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, yes, Himanshu.
Ma'am, like in a lab assignment which we have in right now, there is a text. There was text which was in the span tag was separated by a pipe-like symbol. Is there that pipe-like symbol is used, or we have background color? Could you please look into that
No,
question?
pipe of you will have to use that pipe symbol, and after that only you will have to use the anchor tag. Don't use this anchor. Don't use this pipe symbol inside the anchor tag. There are different anchor tags. For separating those anchor tags, we are using the simple pipe symbol. You can find that above the enter button.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay,
I got it.
so I think tomorrow TA will be taking the session on lab assignment. Okay, so most of your doubts will be clear tomorrow. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so
Thank
that's
you.
it from my side. I hope that you have
Thank you.
enjoyed today's session. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
yes, Manish. Okay, I will close
Ma'am,
this session. Okay, thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, tell me.
ma'am, in the screencast, sir has told one concept of ascendant and ascendant. Let me say I didn't get that.
Sorry, your voice is breaking. I'm not able to get you. Your voice is breaking a lot. Can you come again?
Hello,
Yeah, tell me.
hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Speak.
in the
You are.
screencast, ma'am, in the screencast, sir has told one concept of ascendant and child. Ma'am, I didn't get that.
That is not required. You can skip
Okay,
that part. That is not required. Okay, that's it from my side. See you in the next session. Okay, on Saturday. Okay,
Thank
we
you,
will
ma'am.
end here. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining. I will add this session to the playlist. You should be able to get that. Okay. And I will also add the link for this session in the event, in the today's event.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.